got to move quick. Top on the morning to you. We got some plays to make this afternoon. Now, you all know I'm not a big fan of afternoon NHL games, but today I think they're worth a couple wagers. Now, one thing is, first, we got to talk about the running total. Obviously, if I want something done right, I got to do it myself. I contacted a third party to do this for me. They obviously don't give a shit. I'm going to get those numbers up for you in our later show today, and we're going to keep them up with a streak watch and have everything out there for you guys to know what's going on. Now, today, afternoon NHL, we got some action kicking, 2 games, and the first one we're going to talk about is Calgary-Boston. Now, the Calgary Flames, very disappointing the other night, playing the Islanders in New York, had a lead going in third period, let the Islanders score 2. They had no sense of urgency. They didn't look like they wanted to play in that game. And, it's a must-win. Now you're 6 points out of 8th spot in the West with Detroit beating Minnesota yesterday. It's not looking good for the Flames. Boston, on the other hand, holds it down in 8th spot. And there you got a small cushion. They're only 2 points up with the Atlanta Thrashers, I believe. And, this is a big game for both clubs. The last meeting between these two was on October 30th, 2008. Calgary won that meeting 3-2. There were 69 shots on goal in that game, people. In a game that did not have anything close to the playoff, projection. What's going to happen today? This game is going to be huge. Both teams coming off a loss, like I mentioned, Calgary, the Islanders, and Tampa Bay going into Boston, kicking the shit out of the Bruins the other night. Which, by the way, Tampa Bay, I believe, is one of these teams that's going to make a late push, which will mean absolutely nothing. I think they're going to play some good hockey right now, and they're going to come close. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to have one of those, Toronto Maple Leafs style late March push for no fucking reason. Now, it looks like Kipper versus Rask in this game. Now, with those two goaltenders, normally I wouldn't say this. The total's set at 5. We got a great price on it. We're going to pump it up today, guys. We're going to pump that total up. Calgary, Boston, the game goes over the total at 5. And we're going to keep it, loving it. Keep the units flying in. I'm pumped up right now, guys. I'm in the zone. Who else we got? We got Philly at Pittsburgh today. Now, don't look now. Philly at Pittsburgh. Philly's lost 4 games in a row, people. And Pittsburgh, they've lost 3 also. Both teams aren't playing that great of hockey right now. But don't look now, Philly, you're sliding. You are sliding in the Eastern Conference standings, and it's not looking good. Now, I'd like to say that Philly is not going to make the playoffs. Now, I know that may sound crazy to some of you, but just with the goaltending issues alone, and now Jeff Carter's out of the lineup, it doesn't look good. You're starting Backlund. Johan Backlund, the Swedish goaltender, will get the start today in Pittsburgh for the Philadelphia Flyers. Really, they're trying to pull out all stops here. And, it's a big game for you guys. You got to come out today and you got to play hard. But you're playing a Pittsburgh team at home that also has lost 3, and they're going to be looking to play hard also. Now, what do you do in this game? Will Philly miss the playoffs this year? Well, we look at the teams chasing them. We got the Atlanta Thrashers. The Atlanta Thrashers, I think are a good club. They've proven themselves after getting rid of Kobe that, they can play hockey. But you take a look at the games. They got to play Carolina. They got a home and home versus them. They're at Carolina tonight, and then they go to they go home to play Carolina. Then they play Toronto, which they could win that game. But here's the thing: the last 5 games of the year, the Atlanta Thrashers go Washington, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, Washington, Pittsburgh. So, wow, that's tough. That's a rough ride. Well, we'll get into a little bit of this more later. Today, your top play, Calgary, Boston, afternoon total to rise to the occasion over 5. And we're going to take Philly and Pittsburgh to go over on a 2-team parlay. We'll post them both. I got to fly. You got to get the betting. The games are starting soon. I'll be back later on this afternoon for your top plays this evening, your Pro Line winners, and another pool pick, another pool winner. Back-to-back Saturday, baby. Woo!